crazy. Crazy. The results I got in the last 2 weeks. We are currently 37 hours into a 48-hour fast. This is number 6 for the year of 2025. And we're only 13 days into January, so do the math. Every other day, I've been fasting. Alternate day fasting, as they call it. And I feel incredible. I feel on top of the world, physically and mentally. Now, in terms of my weight, there hasn't really been a big change. I might be down like a pound, but I'm always within striking distance of my ideal weight, you could say. So I didn't expect a big drop or anything. However, the physique has changed. The performance capacity has changed physically, and much more interestingly so, mentally. I simply do not run out of steam anymore. It's ridiculous. I feel like I'm on steroids. I feel like I'm cheating the system. But all I'm doing is fasting. I gotta tell you guys, in the past, when the goal was to lean down, to chisel the physique, to drop some fat, I would resort to a moderate calorie deficit. I would do what most people did and still continue to do to this day, which is bring up the protein a little bit, cut a couple hundred calories off your daily intake every day. Let me tell you, although that did produce some decent results, in terms of performance, it was always a kick in the balls. I would always feel more fatigued, more irritable. I would always burn out quicker. I would just not be there fully mentally. I would just feel zoned out all of the time, especially further into a diet. Not anymore. I'm telling you, the only way to create a calorie deficit, for me that is through prolonged fasting and high daily physical activity. I start every day with a 15 to 20 minute workout, and then I continue to stay active throughout the day, getting my steps in, getting my progressive workouts in at the gym. I'm basically on my feet for the bulk of the day. If I can control it, if I have a say in it, I'm on my feet. I'm moving around. I hate to be sitting on my ass. That's reserved for the latter half of the day, or the last part of the day, I should say, where I eat my meal, relax and unwind with my wife, and watch some mindless TV. But other than that, I want to be active. I want to move around. I want to do something. I want to be alive. Bottom line. Guys, you got to try this. You got to try this. And you got to understand, if you're not pushing yourself to the brink of destruction in your training and sometimes nutritionally, you're never going to see what's out there. You're never going to see your full potential realized. You're not going hard enough. You're doing the moderate stuff that I did for many years. Wasted years. And you're not seeing the results that you signed up for. You're not seeing the results that you want. Speaking of signed up for, the folks in my 6-week mean transformation program are already killing it. We're not even a full 2 weeks into the program, into the challenge, and we're seeing a weight drop of 5, 6, 7 pounds. And no, they're not spending their days in the gym. They're not wasting time on meaningless drills. And they're certainly not fooling around with their diets, cutting a couple hundreds of calories to generate a moderate calorie deficit. No, they're going hard. Make no mistake, they're going hard. What they're doing is extreme. The results they're experiencing are extreme. You need to understand. You need to get this in your head. If you want extreme results, you will have to use extreme measures. None of that half-assed, half-baked dieting. None of those worn out, tedious drills in the gym. You have to go much harder. Much harder if you truly want to see what's out there. I'm telling you, after 2 weeks of alternate day fasting, I might have just found the best diet in 20 years in the game. This is super easy to do if you actually have a pair of balls between your legs. This is incredibly rewarding once you get into the groove of it. And the results, my guy, the results are spectacular. Nothing unlike anything I've ever experienced, to be very, very frank. So, yeah, you want those next level results. You gotta push yourself to that next level. Is this still a surprise? Is there still confusion out there about this? The reason you're not where you wanna be is because you've never pushed yourself hard enough. I remember this was like 6 months ago. I filmed a 72-hour fast for you guys, and I was saying on my Instagram how I'm doing another 3-day fast. And somebody was asking me if I'm doing a fasting modified diet, or if it's a real fast, a water fast. Keep in mind, I'm always consuming some black coffee and some salt during my fast. Obviously a lot of water, but I keep my electrolytes up with the salt, and I keep my spirits up with the caffeine. So I was telling the guy, obviously I'm doing a water fast, a real fast, no bullshit, no fasting modified diet, the real deal. And as I was saying that, I was thinking to myself, I'm doing a 3-day water fast, but this is nothing. I could push myself a lot harder. You could be pushing yourself much harder. So what are we waiting for? Myself included, what am I waiting for? Now, January rolled around, and keep in mind, I was locked in all through November and December, but January rolled around and I said, let's kick things up another notch. Why? Because we can. As you guys remember, last time we spoke, I told you I was gonna do 2 48s every week for the month of January, but I pushed it to 3 48s, occasionally 4 48s. This is how we're gonna roll for the rest of January. And it's a wild ride, bro. It's just been 2 weeks. Physical performance is on a different level. Mentally, I feel better than I ever have. My sleep is incredible. My mood, occasionally, this is the only thing with the prolonged fasting. Occasionally, I get a little bit on edge. I get a little bit irritable. Specifically, that second day of a 48, I might have some energy dips here and there and be a little bit more irritable. But you know what? We weathered the storm. We handle it like a boss. Get in the gym, do a couple more burpees, go for a walk, whatever the case may be, and I feel like $1,000,000 right after. So, gotta stay in that fire. Gotta weather the storm. Gotta push harder than you think you can. Now, obviously, this is not gonna resonate with most of you. This is very much gonna resonate with the people in my program because they're already doing things that are deemed radical, that are deemed extreme, that are deemed crazy. But on the other hand, they're seeing crazy results in very, very short amount of time. So in this life, my brother, my sister watching, you get what you give. And once you're willing to give it everything you got, you will get the results you always wanted. But as long as you stay in that comfort zone, in that bubble, in that, oh, I can't go this hard because I'm gonna develop metabolic dysfunction. Metabolic damage. I can't go this hard because this might cause an eating disorder. I can't go this hard because my doctor told me, because this expert says fasting is bad for you and burns all your muscle. It damages the metabolism. Whoever in 2025 still thinks that fasting, prolonged fasting, is all about calorie control has simply never done it. It's the easiest thing for me to see. When somebody has no experience with fasting, they say it's all about cutting calories and you're gonna lose muscle instead of fat. What a ridiculous statement. What a ridiculous statement. If that were the case, if fasting truly burned muscle mass, we would have not survived. We, as a species, we would have not survived. Famines, wars, times of lack. No, the human machine is made for extremes. Not just to handle extremes. It is made to thrive under extreme conditions. But you will never understand this. You will never experience this until you actually walk through the fire yourself. You can watch all my videos on fasting to get a head start. But at the end of the day, you just gotta do it. So, we're already in mid-January. Team members are killing it like never before. I feel better than I ever did before. Now, again, it's not all sunshine and lollipops. There will be moments here and there where you feel tired, you feel winded. Personally, I never experience hunger pangs on a 48. Never get truly hungry. I just get tired. Sometimes, like I told you, irritable. But the fact of the matter is, whenever I step inside the gym, I kill it. Performance is through the roof. Strength is crazy high, only going up, even as I'm alternate day fasting. Performance at work, as I'm working with my clients, creating content, all that stuff, has only improved over the last 2 weeks. So I don't know how hard I can push this or how long I can go doing this, but I'm gonna ride this sucker until I squeeze it dry, until there's no more benefits for me to be gained. But I doubt that moment will come. I doubt I will arrive at that place, at that moment where fasting no longer serves me. Still got some body fat on me, so I can always draw from that. But as I'm saying this, brothers, I'm very lean. As you see in the video right there, I am very lean. And for me to do a 48-hour fast every other day and not suffer like a dog, actually thrive on this routine, this should tell you something. Most people watching this have way more body fat on them than I do. And you're afraid you're gonna lose muscle. You're gonna damage your metabolism. You're gonna die doing this. I'm telling you, don't be sweetheart. Push harder. We got work to do.